So I launched the book Thriving Africa about a year ago during the last fashion show. And so it's really my contribution towards changing the narrative of visuals coming from the continent. Because what we see in mainstream media, it's Africa is about misery, famine, disasters, best case scenarios, maybe safari and folklore. But modern Africa, creative Africa, dynamic Africa is very underrepresented. And I've been the official photographer for the CCNC Fashion Week for the past 7 years. And I work a lot with artists, creatives, and so on. And I just feel like it is not right to just tell the one side of the coin. And I'm not distorting reality. I'm very aware of many problems that we have. I work for the UN extensively, but it is time to change the narrative and show the empowered Africa. That's not enough seen out there. C'est l'Afrique qui prospère, and that's why most of my pictures are actually from the fashion show and shows and whatever leads to it. But it's an example of thriving Africa, and I purposely didn't call it Thriving Cameroun because, again, for me, this is an example of what we can show from Africa. It could have other sequels, for example, Afrobeats taking over in the world. Could be another book on something like that. Yeah, but I feel very strong about that mission. So I've been traveling extensively around the world, working with many different UN agencies in many different countries, and my approach is really always like finding that positive angle, that glimpse of hope, resilience in even the hardest part of the world, in the most desperate situations. There's a way of focusing on something positive. And I find a lot of beauty in simple things that I like to focus on. Yeah, that's a bit of my approach. I've recently been, actually a few weeks ago, I've been in Burkina Faso for an UN agency, and it was very hard. It was very, very hard. People are in very difficult situations, and but again, I don't believe in pictures of misery. I mean, we can tell a story with compassion and empathy through visuals, but we have to preserve the dignity of the people, and that's really what my work is focusing on. Telling the stories through a lens of compassion and empathy, not pity. So the book, Thriving Africa, you can find it at the Hilton, at the Boutique Sept Collines, and at the CCMC, obviously. It's also in the shop in Design, and it's at So Design in Bastos. Yeah, you can find it quite everywhere.